Alright guys, today I'm going to talk to you guys about cyberbullying, what it is, what it can look like, what the consequences and the effects of cyberbullying are, and then most importantly, what we can do to prevent and cyberbullying and what we can do to, what we do if we see cyberbullying happening. So a lot of you already know what cyberbullying is, but let's really talk about it. So cyberbullies use the internet, interactive and digital technologies or mobile devices. So that would be like your phone, computers, tablets, anything like that. Cyberbullying is intentional, which means you do it on purpose, and is most certainly done with malice, which means you're doing it to be mean. Cyberbullying methodology includes spreading rumors, hate campaigns, threats of violence, implied violence, which means you're not necessarily threatening it, but in the way that you're saying it could make somebody feel like it's a threat. It's implied. So freezing the target out of social activities, etc. Cyberbullying happens most often on social media. That's our Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, instant messaging, chat rooms, email, texting, or mobile devices. So there are 10 forms of cyberbullying, which may come as a surprise because when we think about cyberbullying, we just think cyberbullying. But there are actually 10 forms of cyberbullying, and one of them is exclusion. That's when a student or a group of students will purposely exclude another student from their, group or, social media, something like that. Harassment, outing, that is when you publicly humiliate somebody. So that would be if you posted an embarrassing video or picture without their consent, and like I said, it's embarrassing. Or sending an embarrassing picture or video or doing anything that would embarrass them publicly. Cyber stalking. Then there's fraping, someone that logs into your account and uses it as if they're you. So they can, put really mean things on your social media, and it'll make you look bad. So that is fraping. Fake profiles, that's if you make a fake profile, say I make a fake profile and I use the name, Jane Smith. And then I use it to be mean to my other teachers. That would be me making a fake profile in order to cyberbully without, trying not to get caught, which is never good. Dissing, that is when you are sending or posting cruel information. Trickery would be, pretending to be friends with somebody just to, get a secret out of them or find something embarrassing out about them and then using that and posting it online or through text message. Trolling, that is when you try to make someone mad to get a reaction or a response out of them, again through text message or social media. And then catfishing is when somebody steals your identity. So a lot of these are all important for you guys to know and to be aware of, because you don't want somebody to steal your identity. So you have to make sure that you're being very careful with your information. You also don't want, number 5, you can control that from happening. Don't give your passwords out, and then you won't have to be a victim of raping. And then the rest of these are things that you guys can control by not doing them. Don't purposely humiliate somebody. Don't purposely exclude people. And then those are obvious, really good ways of not taking part in cyberbullying. Some facts about cyberbullying is nearly 1 in 6, so that would be 15% of online teens, said they've experienced unwanted forwarding of private communication. So that's not saying 15% of online teens say that they have been a victim of cyberbullying. That's saying 15% of them were victims of cyberbullying just based on the fact that private communications were shared. Teens who report being bullied say it was because of their appearance. 70% of students from a poll of 20,000 said that someone spread rumors about them online, which is just ridiculous. Just so easy for that percentage to go down. We just stop spreading rumors about each other online. More than 1 in 10 students, so 12%, admitted to cyberbullying someone else at least once. Our study of upwards of 2,000 middle school students revealed that cyberbullying victims were nearly twice as likely to attempt suicide compared to students not targeted with online abuse. That's huge. So 2,000 middle school students revealed that cyberbullying victims were nearly twice as likely to attempt suicide. That means we could, theoretically save 2,000 lives by just being kind to each other and not bullying each other, especially online. Schools that did not allow their students to use cell phones had a reportedly higher rate of daily, weekly cyberbullying than did schools that allowed cell phone use. So this is interesting. They're saying that if schools allow cell phones in school, that you are less likely to be cyberbullying. And there's probably multiple reasons for this. One, you're on your phone, you're not going to do anything like that when you're at school. Also, if you have your school, just like you guys, you don't have your phones at our school, but you have your devices, your laptops. And so we do this often. We tell you guys, these are your consequences of cyberbullying. Like, you may think it's a joke, or you may be mad, but here are your consequences, and here are the effects that they can have on your classmates if you cyberbully them. And by having those conversations, it really lowers the chance of you guys not doing that. As where if you didn't have your cell phone or your devices, we wouldn't feel the need to have that conversation. Consequences of cyberbullying. So courts and law enforcement are sending the message that cyberbullying will not be tolerated. So this is not just schools. This is our, the police, our law enforcement. So many cyberbullying behavior already fall under existing criminal or civil legislation like libel, harassment, stalking, active hate, or libel, which can result in receiving fines or even jail time. So, like it says right there, it's already a criminal or civil law, so it's illegal to, stalk or harass or have acts of hatred. So by doing that online, it doesn't make a difference between doing it online or in person. It's still a law. You cannot do that. So that can result in you guys having fines and even jail time. Once you post something on the internet, it will never fully be gone, even after you delete it. This is huge. You have to understand that once you post something, it's going to be there forever. So sometimes, almost every time before you post something, even if you're like in a really good mood or no matter what it is, just wait a little bit and decide when coming back, like, is that something I really want to post to the internet, something I really want strangers to know and see about me? Just make sure that that's everything that you want it to be. That goes for, cyberbullying stuff, saying mean things, but also anything you post. And then consequences at school, even if it happens outside of school. So most of you guys know, but if you don't, you have your freedom of speech. And so you guys are allowed to say whatever you want outside of school, as long as it doesn't, fall under like harassment or acts of hate and stuff like that. But you do have your freedom of speech, but in school, we have to take a little bit of that away because it can't affect the learning environment that you're in. So if what you're doing is affecting the learning environment in school, then we can give you guys consequences at school, which would be like detention or different kinds of consequences that there are at school. You guys know them. So, but yeah, even if you do it outside of school, we can still give you consequences at school, especially if it's affecting our learning environment. So effects of cyberbullying. A lot of students, even adults, if you're bullied, but you're gonna face depression. You're gonna feel sad if somebody's being mean to you, even if you don't really care about that person. It still makes you sad to be bullied like that. Low self-esteem. If you're going to tell somebody or hear that you're not very pretty or you're not a good athlete, that's going to give you low self-esteem. You're going to lose focus in school and other things because you're just going to be thinking about, who's looking at me, who's judging me, who's looking for the next mean thing to say about me online. It's going to result in bad health. It results in suicide and refusal to go to school. So what can we do to stop cyberbullying at Mill Creek? First, I want to say cyberbullying is a major cause of depression and suicide among teenagers, which we talked about. Your positive influence and attitude can make a difference. And this is 100% true. Your positive influence and attitude can make a difference. So some of the things that you can do: report to school. If the person being cyberbullied is someone from your school, you can report it to your school. Okay? If that's a friend or if it's you yourself being cyberbullied, you can report it to school. Collect evidence. Anytime something's on the internet that is, one of the 10 forms of cyberbullying, take a screenshot. That way it's easier for an adult to help you. It's hard to do I saw this, and then, if we talk to the perpetrator who said that and they said, no, we didn't, we need some kind of evidence. So make sure you take a screenshot. Report the site, app, or game. So if you're online playing video games and somebody is being mean to you, whether they're a stranger or a friend, report them to the game or the app. Talk to a trusted adult. That could be a parent, a teacher, one of our counselors, one of your coaches, even a family friend. Demonstrate care. So if you see somebody who is being cyberbullied, let them know that they're not alone. Let them know that you're here for them. Let them know that, you see the good in them, and, try to just be there for them. They need to know that there's somebody out there that, sees the good. And then work together. So if you and your friends see that, maybe this kid in class is really getting picked on, cyberbullied, it's harder to pick on a group of people than it is to one person. So get out there with your friends, be kind to those people, to people being cyberbullied, and, go to number 7, tell the perpetrator, the person who's doing the cyberbullying, to stop. Don't encourage it. If you see it happening, please don't laugh, don't like, don't comment, don't gossip about it. Do not encourage it. Do not encourage that behavior. Stay safe. It's great to stand up, it's great to get involved and try to stop cyberbullying. But if you don't think that it is safe to do so, then you need to, report it to the school or to a trusted adult. And then never give up. Keep thinking of ways to stop cyberbullying. Just always be there to try to stop this, because it has lifelong lasting effects and consequences. Alright, well, that is everything that there is about cyberbullying that I want to share with you guys today. I would also like to just point out really quick that, people who are cyberbullying are doing it, out of hatred or, anger. There's something going on within them. It has nothing to do with you guys. It has something to do with something that they're struggling with and they don't know how to express it, and they're taking it out on you. So if you're being cyberbullied, it really has nothing to do with you. It's something that they're struggling with internally, and they don't know how to deal with that healthfully yet. Okay, so we're going to work together and stop cyberbullying, and I'm always here if you guys need anything.